well. You know, like, Skarner, he doesn't do a whole lot. You got to flash out of
That's an interesting way to put it, but yes, I do agree with you.
I mean, have you ever seen Skarner run at somebody pre-6 and like
Ruler gonna face check that one. Insta cleanse on the polymorph. Has to flash two. Faker's in the bottom lane, and I think Lands is just dead meat. Down he does go, and first blood comes in.
Here comes Skarner.
And Guma does have Flash and Gale Force already, as now the teleport is coming in, and the paranoia is enough to get this down. And Ruler's just gonna be sniped from so far away, as Guma just gonna collect easily another kill.
And this time it's on to Ruler, so this time he can't stay and try to shore up farm and try to continue to get experience. This time he is just out of the lane. And the power of Lulu Nocturne on display here as he instantly gets wild growth after ulting the backline. A massive turn. And T1 can always trade up in terms of members being in a skirmish because they have these two ultimates. We talked about how it might not be that powerful this stage of the game to use those ultimates because of all the counterplays, but when Genjis start the play first, then you get to respond with this, and your defensive follow-up ultimates here are so powerful. As Ruler goes for this trade, Peanut's down here, and it looks like, okay, we could probably make this work.
Gale Force.
Gale Force, and also, like, he was so far away, he had so much space to dodge the tidal wave. Cleanse gets used here from Ruler, but it's Infernum on that Moonlight.
It's Peanut that's too close to Ruler that actually makes the AoE hit.
And they don't need Owner's help down there. And unfortunately, Skarner hasn't been able to do anything as here comes a dive.
This is 5v1. Everybody from T1 is top. Every single player. And now, Faker's just going to TP bot to make sure they don't lose too much, but they will also get the first turret blood in the top lane. And this is with the second Rift Herald, so they're going to push in more. Toby has to TP to the top side. He can't even get value in the opposite lane, as the Gwen Needles will be stolen here, and the charge will come in, but it's still another win for T1. And here it is.
Well, it's like, it just makes so much sense as Faker's going to ghost for this gold card. Guma and Carrier are coming down.
We got Owner in as well. As you can see, a ton of damage goes down on a Faker, though. Incredible trade back. I think he was not expecting that amount of damage. Still has the stopwatch.
Yeah, and
could have used it, but did not expect to die.
Toby is pushing top here, so, you know, unfortunately this turret is not very low or anything like that, so it's not going to be a cross-map turret that he'll pick up here, but he will crash this wave in to deny some CS. From the side of... How did nobody see this before? Because so much of this meta is... Okay, we're going to watch Faker's first-person view here.
This is Doran's, actually.
Or Doran's, actually, yep. From watching Faker's over the shoulder there, and Doran's pissed, but he will trade back the kill.
It's like, oh, well, I killed him. Who did go Predator, by the way. I think that is the right choice. We have seen a lot of phase rush Skarner in recent days. As I'm going to have to hold that thought, as they really do not like this Akali, do they? They just going on in dives and burning down is Doran. Down he will go to the red buff of Owner. And the red smite, no doubt, as that is enough. And that is right before the Hextech Drake for this Hextech Soul that is on this map.
Guma didn't have to ult. He's got control of this choke point here. This could be a disastrous fight for Genji if they try to force it.
Toby's trying to go 1v1 here. Needles going both ways, but guess who's got the better Needles? It's not Silas in this case, but Peanut is coming on in, chilling spot onto Zeus, turns around, and it looks like T1 are just going to leave him to die.
They should be able to sack him for the Drake, and objective successful here for T1. Deny soul point. Obviously would have liked to win out better on that trade.
They're going to interrupt me. They really do hate this Akali. They do not want to see this one again, as trying to trade it back is Doran, but the fear is just a bit too much. Gets killed mid-ultimate. Not able to do anything.
Force of nature on Owner. Like, he's just not going to even take damage in this exchange. They give him the kill. He's 3-0-2. He's got Strike Breaker. And one way to make sure that the Akali never wins side lane is just to kill her repeatedly.
Guma has Flash and Gale Force. So he's totally
trying to control this choke point around Raptor Camp, but they don't have the range to hit this turret. They don't have waves. T1's wave clear is so good with this Gwen here.
Yeah.
Can't actually siege it up.
Their highest range is Lucian, so outside of that and culling and abilities, they don't really have much to actually shell the turret. So a ton of posturing, a lot of K-ramming, a lot of denying vision. Right now, Gen G in a much better position in terms of that vision.
It's really important to note that because it's sole point, Gen G, you know...
Oh, Doran again. They're trying to get on top of him, but this time he has a stopwatch.
But they are able to break it and get the Nami ult. This is a massive trade-up for T1.
They also get the Paranoia out of Toby.
Yeah.
And I believe Owner used his as well. Either way, Peanut looking to come in from the side. Nice low onto multiple. But Glitterlance has been his bane in this game. He hates that ability. He's now trying to frontline. That's going to be another steal here from Chovy.
This is the team fight setup here for Gen G. Doran on the flank angle. Faker is so extremely low.
Culling comes out again. The pull onto the Gwen. They're trying to 100-0 him, and they do. Peanut going to get the stun on Takuma as well, as he was trying to frontline and follow up the damage, but instead he's going down too. Gen G get a couple, and they will pick up the Hex Tech Soul.
And they will pick up Baron alongside of it very likely here. There's just no way for T1 to contest this. 35 seconds on Guma. Chovy's going to take down the mid turret, and they can just rush right for it. Carry and Owner going to come over here, see what they can see, but there is no good news for the T1 fans right now in this game. Gen G now can slow every single member as they're going to look for a miracle steal. Wild Growth, not up.
There's Flash available. They just need to put down a ward at the exact right time. Looks like they don't have a ward. Carry is trying to get in there. They spot Owner, and this ain't happening. Owner's just going to have to run away. Not sure if he even gets out. He's got Faker in mid, so maybe, but still, it is Baron and Hex Tech Soul for Gen G. Not quite Exodia, but they have turned this game around for sure.
Owner is going to get caught here. Does try to spell shield. Who gets the kill? Going to be Ruler, of course. They don't give that one over to Doran. He's going to pick that up, put that extra money in his pocket. Already has 3 items. Going to be building for an insta-buy, actually, of the Soreldas there. Has so much money given over to him in this fight. As T1 here, Faker's extremely low. Peanut gets the grab, and that's it. Zeus is gone. So much of your damage and your longevity in this fight is in the Gwen actually hitting her Qs and her needlework in a line on the members of Gen G that have to run at you. But when she's just immediately removed, it doesn't matter. Calls out Gwen. Pulling Gwen, and they just turn on her. She's CC chained together, and then he just calls Aphelios. And he's like, we're gonna eat, we're gonna get eat. He literally says eat in Korean, but forward here as Ruler. He has Gale Force, he has the culling you mentioned, has level 16 on his culling. So he can do a ton of damage with this, and it's on a fairly low cooldown at this stage.
Here comes Ruler again. Insane amounts of poke damage. That is what the Lucian can do, and that is why he's so important for these sieges when they do go for them. The damage is coming in, not quite able to chip down that turret just yet.
Chovy level 18, all that extra side laning, all that extra farm. He hit 16 so fast, now he's maxed out. All of his abilities fully upgraded. Look at how quickly his hijack comes back. And he's looking for an angle here. If they get a pick, they can win the game off this Baron. Still 45 seconds left on it. Weak siege, as you mentioned, is using this cannon minion.
Okay, they're gonna move mid. And yeah, now that they don't have the Lucian abilities, it's kind of like, well, we either bully our way in or not, as that is going to be the Paranoia available, as in goes everybody, the Akali and the Sylas, try to make their way, and that is what they had to do just to get the turret.
Yeah, they couldn't get the inhibitor either. Bottom inhibitor turret still stands here, and T1, very successful defense here of the Baron, but they have really good wave clear. They have a Gwen, and she could just delete mini waves, as you can see here.
And champions.
Yeah, and champions.
Almost happened there, just randomly.
Well, when you're going that deep as Gen G, there's a pretty good chance she's looking for a few snips. And
yeah, would love a death cap on top of that build. That would really make her have disgusting damage.
I think, well, he's not building it right now, but eventually that might come through as the Void Staff for now still going to be very effective.
Oh no. Zeus caught again. I don't think there's much that Keria can do. Just delay the inevitable. As no escape for Zeus, he doesn't have any defensive summoners, and he's just a bit too far down the lane. It's a lot like what happened in the bottom river.
Peanut doesn't even have to use Impale, so they can actually look for another pick here. This is not the end of their aggression. They're going to look for
the Gwen. I mean, if the Gwen doesn't exist in the game, then There's so much power lost on the side of T1 as Carry is just gonna die. Cullen gets huge value, and now you can go for the dives. Down goes the Aphelios. Gen.G gonna pick up game number 1 here. 35 minutes to get it done. They hold strong, and a couple of impales is all they need to get the job done. Gen.G gonna start off strong here.
빼면 어차피 잡잖아. 공 한번 써보자. 내가 고연파 한번 빼줄게. 이번에 공 쓸게. 고연파 빠졌고. 자, 아래 타고.
블루도 블루 잡았어. 나이스.
앞에.
잡았어. 나이스.
나이스. 타워 깨자. 타워. 나이스.
너무 잘했다.
이겼다. 근데 이번 판 진짜 우리 너무 잘했다.
이겼다.
던지는